I am the founding pastor of Damascus Road, and then I co-pastor with my wife Megan, which means I take care of spiritual life and health for our staff. I'm involved with teaching and vision direction. I think Jesus was this incredible combination of grace and truth. In John 1, it talks about the Word becoming flesh, and he was full of grace and truth, which I think is such a tension that people always felt drawn to him and felt cared for by him and wanted to be around him, but that he still was honest with them while inviting them into a new way of life. It wasn't, I love you and accept you right where you are, but I love you too much to let you stay where you are, so I will always invite you forward into the future that God's designed you for. So I will love you graciously, but invite you honestly into who you can be. And I think that that's really compelling. I think the Damascus Road has a unique focus on spiritual formation, on actually learning to be with God and learn to live the way Jesus might if he were in our unique situation, to have the life of Christ that's modeled after the patterns that he set in his own life. So I think there's a significant emphasis there, a unique approach to discipleship that exists there. We really love each other and care for each other, so there's an incredible community. And there's a diverse community. We're not only students. You can see families, you can see older folks, high schoolers. There's a range of ages that still has a heart for the college campus. So there's plenty of people your age, but there's also others who really care about college students and the time of life they're in and seeing you flourish during this unique stage in your life. Probably the favorite topic that I talked about was a message that I called the cost of non-discipleship. I think Jesus encourages all of us when we consider following him to count the cost, to consider what does it mean for me to follow Jesus. And I think that that is worthwhile and important to know. When I follow him, I will give up things. But it's also important to know what I'm going to gain. And in Jesus, you gain so much. And all the other options, just like there's a cost of following Jesus, there's a cost of not following Jesus, and that cost is lack of flourishing. It's people that you used to know, relationships that have fallen apart. It's this kind of floating and wondering who you are and why you are. And Jesus answers so many of those questions compellingly, inviting you into a whole new way of living. And I think the cost of not following Jesus is far greater than the cost of following him, and it's well worth paying. I wish students knew that Jesus invites us into a whole new way of living, that the way of the world does not produce life and joy and contentment, that it's not a get-out-of-hell-free card, but it's rather an invitation to follow Jesus right now, to experience the love of God that transforms us today, and even death can't stop the effects of that love. So there's an eternal sort of life that we live today and forever with God. I think often we talk about young people like the leaders of tomorrow, and the reality is in many cases, the young people are the leaders of today, and they're being shaped and formed right now on college campuses. And it's vital that there is a winsome and intelligent presentation of the gospel during that season of their lives. Because without that, they're just getting exposed to the messages of the world, the messages that comes from within their own hormonal bodies, the freedom that they experience, the lies that they encounter in culture. And we want to be there with the truth and the grace of Jesus so they can encounter both the incredible love and the truth that sets them free to live and become who they've been made to be right now. And when you do that, that impacts not just them, it impacts their families, it impacts the jobs that they'll take later, it impacts the future family they may have, and the ripple goes really far out from college. So I'm convinced if we can change the college campus now, we can change the world. I was just talking to a student who's going to be a freshman this year, and I said the most important decision you can make is to find a community of people who are going to follow Jesus together, because there's lots of options. There's so many things that you could do while you're in school, and there are a number of competing worldviews and things that want your time, that demand your time and attention. So I would encourage you to quickly find a group of people that can encourage you to pursue the way of Jesus well, that can surround you in community and support you as you go through classes, as you interact with your new roommates, as you meet new people and experience the college campus. Because when you have a solid foundation with Jesus and a solid group of people surrounding you and caring for you, you can flourish no matter what situation you're in.